If you're a politician in a locality with sky-high crime and rising, you can solve that problem in one instant. Just don't prosecute. The crime rate drops to 0. Problem solved. If you live in the Seattle area, I have some fantastic news because you have some incredibly caring city council members, including one by the name of Lisa Herbold, who previously has asked that police officers be fired on account of them being white. Recently, she has tried to enact laws that would legalize what were once considered to be misdemeanors and punishable offenses. In a new version of the proposal, it would allow for the reselling of stolen goods to raise money to pay for basic needs. So for those people who are struggling to, say, pay rent, it would not be considered illegal if they broke into your business and stole all those iPhones that you paid for and then sold them out on the street. That would be perfectly acceptable because they are trying to meet a required need of living. When you legalize it, then it becomes honest, hard day's work. The legislation also proposes that any perpetrator with a credible claim of behavioral health symptoms, anything from drug use to depression, if I'm depressed, that allows me to go out and steal bicycles, cell phones, backpacks, whatever I need to pay the rent. And that would not only give me blanket immunity from prosecution for stealing to pay the rent, but also for misdemeanor assault. In other words, I can come up and slug you, theft, harassment, trespassing, stalking, car prowling, and other 100 Seattle criminal laws. Hey, let's see how this has been working out so far. Crime in Seattle has spiked over 250% in the year 2020 in the wake of defunding of the Seattle Police Department by the council. Homicides, murder has more than doubled this year. And the year, guess what? It's not even over yet, so we might get higher results, God willing. And guess what? The same is also true of my former hometown of Los Angeles, where ultra-woke George Gascon, who, amongst other crimes, will not prosecute trespassing, disturbing the peace, a minor in possession of alcohol, driving without a license, driving with a suspended license, making criminal threats, drug and paraphernalia possession, being under the influence of a controlled substance, public intoxication, loitering to commit prostitution, and resisting arrest. So that means that a group of teenagers can camp on my lawn with a suspended license or no license at all, just drive their car right up on my lawn, shoot up heroin in front of my children, and when I tell them to get the hell out of my property, they can yell loudly back at me, threaten physical violence against me in front of all my neighbors, waking them in the middle of the night. And when I call the police, they'll be able to do nothing. They won't even be able to arrest them because these teenagers are able to ignore the officers and tell them to leave them alone because they will risk arrest and they will stick them with a knife because then George Gascon, the prosecutor of Los Angeles County, will do nothing about it. These politicians are sincerely underemployment from the Joker from the Batman series. Or maybe George Soros. Or maybe they're one and the same. Maybe George Soros is just the older version of the Joker who's aged out into billionaire status and is trying to destroy society. These people really, it seems they just want to watch the world burn. How can honest folks possibly survive in such an environment? Look, I saw this coming when I left Los Angeles permanently in the year 2018. If you are living in one of these towns, in one of these areas where the political class is beholden to George Soros, aka the Joker, then you owe it to yourself, to your family, to leave immediately. You have to be able to see the writing on the wall. These places are getting worse and worse and worse. And if you dare try to defend yourselves like the McCloskeys did in St. Louis during the George Floyd riots, when people trespassed onto private property and they went out there with their guns just to show that they were able to defend themselves, even though no physical altercation happened, the woke prosecutors in that city tried everything they could to pin a crime on them, to throw them in jail, to ruin their lives. This is an intentional assault on the integrity of the United States of America, and the insanity is spreading. Look, do you think in the past that Lisa Herbold, the Seattle councilwoman, would have possibly even been able to bring this into the fray, to bring this up without being laughed out of the room? I'm telling you, these ideas are spreading like cancer, and that's the reason that I fight back against them, because they're going to destroy society as we know it and your safety. I'm concerned about your safety. I don't even live in America anymore. I might never go back. I have that ability to. I'm worried about my beloved country because there are two options. Either you fight vehemently against it or you run away. But sitting there and not standing up to this insanity is not going to help you long term. It's not going to help anybody else, and our society will be eroded. My point is merely the fact that these ideas are spreading like the idea pathogens that they are. They are taking over the bodies of formerly healthy minds, and they are using social media and the press to spread this idea of social wokeness. And if you can't stand up against this insanity, then the whole system crashes. Well, so be it. I'm living abroad. I'm worried about y'all back in America and about my beautiful country. Peace out. If you're new, subscribe, notification bell, all notifications, thumb up the video and share it. Most of all, stand up and have a fantastic day.